Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to plant Freesias, Dutch irises, and later Gladioli. I got these Freesias and Dutch irises in the dollar store, so we'll see how successful they are. But these I got because they can tolerate semi-shade. They both need to be planted about the same depth and distance, 3 inches, and flower around the same time too, so July to September. The irises are a bit taller at 20 inches versus the 16 inches of the Freesias, so I'll take that into account on how I plant them. But yeah, I think they will look pretty together, so we'll put them both in the same pot. And I've picked out this pot over here. This is the one that had the hookah in it that completely disappeared that I showed in my last video. It's very odd, but now it's empty and we can put something else nice in it. I will be fertilizing it to put some nutrients back in the soil, but I'll be putting the Freesias and irises in here, and my plan is to put the Freesias, which are smaller, around the edge, and the irises that are taller in the middle. Before I plant those all, I do kind of check to make sure that these bulbs are all good, and the main way that I check them is just by giving them a little squeeze like this, just to make sure that they're nice and firm and they're not dying in any way. They also, some of them have some growth points, they're already starting to grow, so that's a good sign that they're healthy. And you can also just lift the outside a little bit just to see they have this nice healthy yellow color and even some orange root points. That bulbous kind of flat area is going to be the bottom and the growth point is going to be at the top. Some of the bulbs like this were like dry, squishy, green inside, and the bit that was growing, quote unquote, was dead. So those were clearly not good. I had a pretty good success rate. I think about 2 or 3 of the bulbs were dead, but the rest was looking good. Like this one has a nice green healthy shoot, so that's perfect. That will be pointing up towards the sky. So then I just place them all, like I said, with the kind of round bulbous part at the bottom and the pointy bit, especially if it has a stalk going up, that is going to be pointing up, and placing it as I said, with the Freesias around the outside. Then I just put some soil gently on the top just to make sure that they will be sticking upright the way that they should be, and then just dump the rest on there. Pat it in, make sure that's all settled, and then of course give them a good drink. This was quite a lot of water, but this pot has a good drainage system at the bottom, which I think is essential if you're going to be planting these bulbs in pots. And this is a few weeks later. I think those are the Freesias, looking quite good. And then we have one, I think this is the iris, looking quite good. And then a few little small ones that are coming up too. So it seems like we're going to have success with this. Here's another one. So I am happy with that, and I will keep you updated with how they grow. I'm also growing some Gladiolus bulbs. I grow these each summer, and then I keep them in this little bag over the winter, just in a closet in a dark spot. As you can see, they are now ready to be planted. They're already starting to grow. They're following the same pattern where the bottom is flat with the roots and the top has that tip, and that needs to be pointing up towards the sky. I'm squeezing them all again to make sure that they are all nice and firm, and they were. So I'm going to be planting all of these. I'm going to be planting them in separate pots because the first time I planted them, I put them all in the same pot, and then one of them got spider mites, and then they all got spider mites. So at least if they're in different pots, I can separate them from each other and keep them a bit safer. I am putting them way deep down. As you saw, I basically scraped the bottom of the pot, but put a little bit more soil in it so that it does have room for roots, but I'm putting it very deep down so that it has lots of support, because these get really tall and I don't want them to be falling over. I want them to have a really good base so that they can support the flower, because the flower is quite big. So just dump the soil back in, squish it back down, and like always, make sure that it has a good drink. These pots all have holes in the bottom, which is very helpful, so I can water them as much as I want and it will drain properly, and they won't rot or get too wet. So same thing with this. these I use a variety of different pots wherever I have on hand, but same thing, put them close to the bottom, put the dirt on, and just water them. These are the smallest pots that I use, the really square containers, but I had some bulbs that were a bit smaller, so I thought, okay, I'll put them in those smaller ones. And this is what I was left with. So I have 5 containers with Gladiolus bulbs that I'll be spreading around the balcony, and this is a few weeks later. The biggest ones are already coming up. This one I did check, it's coming up over here. I put a pan seal on the top while I'm waiting. This one is growing but not coming up yet. This one over here I checked, it's not growing yet, but the bulb looks healthy, so that's okay. And then this one is already growing as well. So that is what they look like now. So having some success with all of the bulbs, and I will keep you updated on what they look like. But that's basically it. That's how you grow bulbs. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye.